Dacha Washa Michael Larson, Washa Neiman Depungyu. Hello, everybody. This is Mike Larson from BBC IML, and this is A Moment with Mike. So, another day of working. Excuse me, I just got done eating here. So, but another day of working on funnels and getting my online business set up and going, and lots of challenges. Enjoying it though, actually. It's kind of fun. I enjoy working on these funnels. I didn't know that I would. You know, I've always, technical for me, I enjoy some things that are technical, but I don't really enjoy working on the monotony of codes and that kind of stuff, and they're tough to understand. I think if I had the opportunity to do it, I could understand it. But those codes are difficult, and I don't have the patience for it. But this is what I've learned from these ClickFunnels is that it's sales, and it's being creative, and I enjoy it. I've gotten to really enjoy it. But I was thinking today, as I was on my walk, and maybe some of you saw the video I created when I was out on my walk, but when I was out on my walk, I was thinking about business, and you know, and business we get into to be success, to drive our fundamental elements, and change our status, and obviously to make money also. But if you're focusing on the money, that's really not going to drive you forever, and it's never enough, and you never feel fulfilled. If your success is about money, you'll probably get success. But it's a failure because it's a huge failure because you don't get fulfillment then. You should be finding your why as something else. What is it in life that you want to change? How do you want to change your status? How do you want to change other people's status? How are you going to feel about yourself? That's what creating your own business is all about. Or working, wherever you're working. That's what it should be about. So when it's about money, there's two different ways you go about it. Well, not so much money, but the first one is money. The second one is more about success. Now, in business, when you get started, I've talked a lot about the fact that you should create a revenue stream before you decide on a business, because your business should be determined by the revenue stream that you create, because then you know you've got something that's going to last, it's going to be good, and it's going to make sense. You know you did the right thing then. Now, when you've got an idea you want to be in business, I said that you should be careful about taking on investors until you actually know you've got a revenue stream that's going to bring money in. Because otherwise, if you just have a business idea and you just create a business, you don't know if you're going to have a revenue stream off of that. Now you get investors, and now the investors are putting money into, and you wind up being in debt. And if that business couldn't find a revenue stream right away, you might dry up that money, and then you have to go get more investors before maybe you've actually gotten that revenue stream. And now you're so far into debt that the revenue stream really can't be enough. And that's how a lot of businesses go under in that first year or so. But so we think about this. So you're trying to create a revenue stream, and there's a couple of different ways of going about this. Some people have businesses that boom immediately, and then with time they fall off, and there's two different ways to make money. One is with the bottle rocket method, where it's fast. You get a fast rush of money, but it burns out right away. So you better have that backed up with something else. And people that get into business, sometimes they want fast money, so they go after something that is fast money, but that's a bottle rocket, and it burns out pretty quickly. What you should do is go after a revenue stream that's more like a diesel engine. It's slow to warm up, takes time for it to warm up, but once it gets going, it goes for a long, long time. And that is the best way to build a business, obviously, is you want to have long-term revenue stream. But whatever it is that you're creating, that revenue stream has to be built around something that you love to do, that you have passionate about, that you're going to help people, you're going to share, so you actually can get fulfillment out of it also. And sometimes we do have to go after some fast money initially, but you should have that plan or that diesel engine, not just the bottle rocket. The bottle rocket is maybe where you get your money that you need to get through the time it takes to really build up that solid revenue stream. And once you know that you've got that revenue stream, that's another way you can do it. If you're taking the diesel approach and you need to have some money to start, if you've got something you know is going to have revenue and you can prove it, then you can go after an investor. But when you go after that investor, try to go after some seasoned investors, people that have done it before, who've got some experience in it, because they're going to tell you whether or not they believe you've got something that can actually work or not. So, and then you don't have to do maybe the bottle rocket thing. You can go straight to the diesel engine because you're going to buy yourself some time, but that first investment will get you through it, and then you can put it into your plans, and you're not going to be so far deep in debt that when the revenue starts, it's going to hurt you. So that was just kind of my thoughts on some things. You can use the bottle rocket method for getting money, but don't build a business off of that. Typically, if it's something that's fast money that comes fast to you, it's probably something that's not going to last forever. Not always. You can run into things where it's instant money and it does last for a long time, but I'd just be careful with that. And don't chase that fast money. You can chase it if you need it to get solid revenue stream that's going to last over time, but I wouldn't base a business off of fast money. I just think that that's maybe a disaster waiting to happen. One of the guys that I studied a little bit is Russell Brunson, brilliant guy. He's the one that created ClickFunnels, and he talks about that, how when he was back in college, and back then it was ads that you put in papers, or the Google came out and you could put ads on Google, and a lot of his friends were making fast money on Google, but his mentor told him, stay away from that. You build your customer following first, and that's where your revenue stream is going to come in. It'll take time, it's slow, but once you do, it's going to go on forever for you. And the other guys were just selling, they didn't care if they had names or anything, they were just selling products, and they made fast money, and some of them quit college and bought big houses and cars and all that stuff, and then that fast money dried up. Google changed the program where they couldn't make that fast money anymore, and now they lost their homes and they wound up working for somebody else again. Whereas Russell Brunson did it the right way. He created a following, first of all, created his list, his funnel list, and then he could go after that over because they trusted him, they knew him, they trusted him, they believed in him, so he could continue to give them products all the way through it. So that's what I'm doing, is building my funnel system right now. There are some things that I can do to get some cash flow coming in right away. I'd prefer not to go after investors if I don't have to, but you guys have to make your own choice on that. Sometimes, so fundamental elements. The first two fundamental elements, one is security, and one of them is security, and the other one is diversity. And I'm high on diversity, I'm low on security. So that's why I probably wouldn't go after an investor. But maybe you're an entrepreneur and you want to get into business, but you're high on security. And that investor would take care of your security for a while until you can get that revenue stream really cranked up. And there's nothing wrong with that. You have to make your own decision on what you're comfortable with and what you're not comfortable with. But those are some of the things that I've made decisions over the last couple months here. Good to see Chad on here and Becky. We've got a little bit of moisture coming in with some thunderstorms, so we've had a lot of moisture this week, lots of mosquitoes and everything. And mosquitoes have been kind of an issue, but looking at some thunderstorms tonight. Love thunderstorms at night, it's kind of fun. Getting sidetracked now, a nice little rabbit hole there. But thanks for joining me, Chad and Becky. And I'm not sure who else. Sometimes I can't see all the people that are on here. But I hope this finds you well. And have a super fantastic evening. If you guys have a subject you'd like me to go over, please email me at mike@inspiredmotivatedleadership.com. Something maybe that you're struggling with in business or something like that you'd like me to talk about, you feel comfortable with sharing with me, that'd be great. And but every night I'll be on here at 7:00 p.m. unless something comes up and I won't be able to, but I'll let everybody know what the new time would be. I also do a video every morning, but that's on subjects that I put on Facebook, some questions and stuff. I had a question today about what you have learned about 2020 and got a lot of great responses from that. A couple of days I'll do the video on that. I'm working on some of the questions I've done over the last few days, but it seems kind of enjoyable. Those are popular subjects if I get the right questions. So all of this, though, is to build that funnel for me, to build my following. Facebook has algorithms on there that the more likes, the more questions, the more comments that you get from people, and the more you comment back to them, it counts comments and it counts likes and all that. And their algorithms notice that. And the more of those you do, the more they're going to send to you because they like that you're attracting people. But so that's why I do all that stuff. Plus, it's enjoyable. I enjoy it. And this is part of building my business because I want to help people. I want to show them or help them figure out what their potential is and then help them achieve that potential later. That's what I get. That's my big why. That's what I get a kick out of. And I know when you show value to people, they will reciprocate. And that's where the money comes from. We all need money. And yeah, that'd be great to have a living that I could travel anywhere I want to. That would be a great result of all of this stuff. But really the fulfillment for me would come from being able to help people to leaders come in multiple stages. A simple leader can change somebody on the moment, but as soon as they walk away, that person just goes back to who they were again. The next level of a leader can change somebody, and when they walk away, they stay changed. The third level is that you change their life. You change their whole life, and they stay changed. And then the last level of leadership is you don't even have to be there anymore to change people's lives. The people you change their lives go out and they change the lives of other people. And that's the different levels of leadership, the 4 levels of leadership. And then you've got scale. Can you change that one person or can you change 1,000 people? The next level, can you change that one person for good and change 1,000 people for good? Can you change their whole life and then change 1,000 people's whole life? And then the last level would be, the last scale would be, do you not even have to be there and change thousands of people's lives? And that would be legacy for me. That's the level I want to get to. That's what I want to be able to change. I want people to feel like they've got hope in the world and they can do what they want to do. They can achieve, they can have fulfillment. That's what I really want. So this is part of that, is getting connected with enough people that I can get my message out there. So I thank you for joining me. Have a super fantastic evening. We will talk soon, and we'll see you tomorrow night.